Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 1 and 2.4, and today we're looking at Colab, a really interesting Euro game with tons of different mechanics on play. But our host is scratching his head at this Kickstarter, so let's go to Lipstickpaddy to tell you all about his thoughts. Ooh, here it is, Colab. Now this has got some hype behind it, yes indeed. Build and brew to create your own collection of devices, potions, monsters. The scientists compete in this shared laboratory. For me, this game is a little bit of everything, and if anything, it has a few worries for me actually. Now, minis. Your character, dice, your workers, these small miniatures actually carrying your workers out there onto the board. Interesting. Lots going on here. It's like a celebration of game mechanics all at play. So we have the laboratory here, and I want to say each sextant, it's not a quadrant but it's a hexagon. Each section of this, we've got like a light blue, green, red, blue, purple, and another reddy colour. Each of these are spots you can go on, and if you go on them, you're going to claim everything around it. And when you go on there's like worker placement spots in the form of this triangle, and when you go there, you can build another one on top of it. So the more you spend in one of these sections here, or rooms I think they are, the more you can actually build that room out. It goes into a funky shape actually, like the almost like a steeple on top of the building that it is. But here's my thing with it though. The board is really kind of, I don't know, it's like dark, isn't it? Like almost gothic in its feature. And for me, I don't even think the theme is carrying through for me. Now, the minis look out of sort here. The little things carrying around, the minions look out of sort. It just doesn't shout to me worker placement Euro game, but it is. In fact, it's dice rolling, dice placement, dice workers, it's area control, it's deck building, crafting going on. It's got take that in it as well, which is like I said, it's a smorgasbord of a bit of everything. Jump into the lab. Doesn't actually feel like a lab. It could possibly a tacked on theme. Build your engine of potions, monsters, and devices. Now you can build a potion the same difficulty as a monster or a device. Well, surely a monster should be way more difficult to build, and monster should be like this epic thing to build, or this monster should require a group of potions and devices to make a monster. But effectively, potions are deck A, monsters deck B, devices deck C, and you've got when you build them anyway, like you can see here, they just sit next to each other. There is a set collection going on here, and they need to be put in a way so they're actually in a order that's specific to the rule book, right? And when you put them in this, they don't even look like they're synchronized or anything. For example, Everdell, you build an innkeeper, and you put you get an innkeeper to actually go with a card, and it actually thematically makes a combo with it. But here, these cards are making combo, but there's no theme. It's like a abstract combo, and that's kind of its problem. The theme is there, but it's not actually mechanically doing anything interesting. So, yeah, I think this theme is more abstracted, slapped on for me, really is. The cards themselves, you can see what kind of dice you need to craft these, and you'll be rolling these dice. You probably get some of these icons as well from the worker placement board as well to bring them in for you. And right, so anyway, it's 1 to 4. There is an interesting solo mode. 10 over, 90-minute play, up to 2 hours. Now, Jonathan Gilmour, it's a co-op designed by, and one of my real things that I don't like about co-op stuff is it 50-50? Because I really want to know how much this is. Is it 30% Jonathan, or is it 70% John? I mean, what is this partnership? Is it 50-50? If you can assume it's 50-50, then it is kind of all over the place, I'm afraid to say. Colab, the name though, is kind of like collaboration, because when you're building the board out, other users can come to that room to actually work that area too. So you're building it for everybody around you. And all right. Now the art is well done, yes indeed. But again, the art is just art when it's not actually thematically joining together, is it? So yeah, I think this is its main problem. Now, if you go into the comments, only 67, everyone's saying, I played this game, it's amazing. They're all saying it's amazing, but I don't think the Kickstarter is singing the amazing thing about it. In Colab, you send minions to gather resources, move around the laboratory to build cards, add to the dice pool, trigger special actions. On your turn, send your minions to gain resources. Hang on, we're back up here, aren't we? So that's just this bit's just this bit up here, so it's looped back up. Then you move your scientists to collect or build. So your mini, and when your mini goes into the room, that's all it is. I mean, it's a little bit, you know. I mean, it's all professionally done, the Kickstarter, but I just don't think the theme's grabbing people, because the theme doesn't carry through to the mechanics. And like I said, it's just A, B, and C, the cards. Monsters should be way more difficult to create than a potion, and they could have scaled them to be level 1 difficulty to make these, level 2 to make these, level 3 to make these, but there's no kind of scale building for me that they're all essentially equal. I know some of them are harder to craft, yes, but they just need a couple of more placement spots, and there's no putting 2 cards together to get another card. It's just agency. They're just cards next to each other and getting agency bonuses. And essentially, you're just going on the board, you're just getting these cards, you're just getting dice to go out there as workers. The loop of going inside the board. Going inside the board to get stuff, the work placement spots open up, you're coming back to build this, you're going back in to collect stuff, build it out. It doesn't actually feel like cool, and especially these little minions that you put in your dice in. It's just, you might as well just put your dice there for me, because the theme doesn't carry at all here. It is really weird. Yeah, the art is nice. I'll give it that, and the dice, everyone's got their own coloured dice, and yeah, the stretch goals, these are all looking juicy. So minions with personality, transparent dice, lovely. Deluxe box coming, more to come. Large minis that just go on the board, they're just, you know, it is what it is. You could have had acrylic standees for a cheaper pledge. The minion miniature here are just I mean, you could argue that, you know, Ivy, the green lady, she's got like flower pots here. Elias is some kind of electrician guy, so he's got non-electrician things. This is what I mean. You're kind of struggling to get the theme with everything. So yeah, the lab does grow, and you've got the score tracker, and it's mainly a, you know, you just got all these mechanisms. That's why it's kind of cool within its gameplay. But a lot of people, when they're kickstarting a game, they want the theme to really carry it, right? Everdell theme extremely high. Endless Winter theme extremely high. Darwin's Choice theme extremely high. And here it's like we're in a room in a mage's tower, maybe, making potions and monsters for what? Can we send these monsters to do anything? No? Are the monsters hard to make? Not really? Yes, so it's kind of struggling here. Now, all these paid previews, they can't give you any constructive criticism or call out this stuff. All they can talk about is, you know, they go around the issues at hand here because they know what I'm talking about can't get changed, right? And so anyway, it's coming at $60. That is a 25% off retail, potentially. There is going to be $1 on the stretch goal. Nothing is considered Kickstarter exclusive either. And shipping's not that bad, actually. So there we go. It's really weird. Also, you can push these buttons here to go to their channel as well. So I don't know why. They've got some like in videos here that you can watch, but up here you've got to actually press this button to go to a thing. I don't know why they couldn't link them in. So I just don't think it's grabbing people. That's kind of its problem coming out of the box, and I definitely see the problem too. It's a game that you might want to play first before actually backing it. And there's nowhere here, right, of saying table thingy, right? There's no... You can't go and play it, test it out on Tabletopia or anything like that, right? It's just, boom, here's a Kickstarter. And when you watch people's playthroughs of how they talk about the game, when they talk about the mechanics, it is fairly complex actually as well. The board is going to be small as well in the center of the table. It's going to build out, yes, but I don't know. I think it's just struggling in the world of Euro games. It really is, with this theme that doesn't carry heavy. And yes, it's got loads of interesting mechanics that might pluck your ears up, like card crafting and dice chucking, and worker placement, dice placement, and tableau, I guess, is it a tableau building? Bit of deck building going on. But you just come down here and it just doesn't sell you, doesn't it? Cards that don't really have a communicative way of interacting. It's just the description that tells you. There's no instinctive reason for these to be next to each other. And so I just think it's a little bit of a... I don't know. I just think they liked all these game design things. They thought they could work together as a worker placement, which inevitably does work together. But I think if you come into Kickstarter, you want a theme to carry the Euro. And because in the whole past of Euro history, the theme has been the lacking thing. we're starting to get on Kickstarter, or we have had on Kickstarter, games with a fantastic theme that carries through the worker placement of the games listed. Everdell still up for late pledge. Endless Winter up for late pledge. Darwin's Choice late pledge. So there's 3 massive Kickstarters that are worker placements that did really well. Now, only 323. It looks like it's flopping on day 1. And especially when 325 people couldn't be asked to come in the comments, pardon my French, but if you're backing your game, please go and say hello in the comments, just to give it some buzz. There's not even been an update, there's no FAQ here, which looks unprofessional. You've always should have an FAQ because there's just generic questions people are going to ask, like, are there going to be any Kickstarter exclusives? Can I $1 pledge? Because it does say it here, but support us in getting on the updates. If I $1 pledge, is the price in the pledge manager going to be more expensive? This kind of stuff. You can predict what the FAQ would be on many. You don't often see Kickstarter with no FAQ on day 1. It's a little bit weird. And so there we have Colab. Looks promising. All the people that have played it were raving on about how good the gameplay is. But the Kickstarter itself, you can kind of see the theme doesn't carry through. And it's really, I guess, got an identity crisis because of that. And with the stiff competition on Kickstarter when it comes to worker placements, I don't think this can rise to the top. Now, when it actually goes to retail space and people get reviewing it, they might say it's one of the best Euros ever, but even so, that's not enough to even warrant backing it, right? Because there's just too much competition here. That's it. You know, oh, you'll love this game if you love potion making. Oh, you'll love this game if you love being in a laboratory. You'll love this game. You know, there's nobody that loves that stuff. Oh. You know, so you can't really sell. You've actually got to sell the game on its mechanisms. That's how it's kind of going for, right? But yeah, solid worker placement it looks like, with lots of interesting mechanics. Nice art across the cards, but somewhat, I don't know, not reaching to its peers on Kickstarter, and because of that, it's failing to grab the market. That's what I feel. But if it does interest you, please check all out the playthrough videos to get your head around this game. It is certainly got a heavy premise to it. And if that's what you're looking for and you don't actually mind this theme being light, then it could be a game for you. There we go. But we don't actually recommend it because of its competition. We think there's better stuff out there that are on late pledge. And so that is a bit of a bombshell, isn't it? But yeah, and if you're interested in any of those games, we have covered all of them on the channel, and we've recently done a love letter to Everdell, so please check that out. If you enjoyed today's content, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing if you're not, because we love to cover Kickstarters on the channel, of course, and all that good stuff. You have been listening to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.